All right, now we're where we need to be. I've got sound, I've got live chat working again. Let me shed some light on the subject. Some more light. I also have an internet guy coming to look at some connections. Modem blew out in a storm a couple nights ago. I had to get a new modem, which I guess turned out for the better because the modem I got is as good as the last one I had. Is better than that, so we're really cooking with gas. The thing with these cable companies is you pick a time. And the time I picked, my choice was between 1 and 3. You imagine living your life like that? What time are you going to meet us for dinner? I'll be there between 4 and 7. What is that? I don't know. I guess we can't complain too loudly. Life's pretty good if that's all I have to complain about. Now, turn 1. For those of you who have amnesia and for those of you that have just joined us, this is Confusion Reigns. This is a ASL scenario. This would be scenario number 12. I think it's from the Paratrooper module. I have, of course, adapted it for tabletop play with little miniatures. And I'm playing it close, but of course not exactly as the scenario suggests. We have an entire map board that should be extending off of here, but for space purposes, it's just not pragmatic to do. The only reason I bring that up is because that factors into the German victory conditions. They can get victory points for routing off that edge of the map, and well, we can't do that because of reasons I just explained. So I have modified the victory conditions. We still have casualty points as victory conditions. That said, we do have we took a casualty reduction, we being the Germans, in turn 1. That was it. We had some guys break, we had some leaders break, they rallied. The only real blood that was shed was in this church here with that casualty reduction. Anything else? Oh, so in order to balance the scenario out, since the Germans can't just flee the opposite direction of the approaching Americans, we've got this church as a victory point hex. And if they're not careful, the Germans are going to lose that fairly quickly. We have these wooden houses here, and we have one of these 2 stone building hexes here as a victory point hexes to fulfill those needs in our lives. We've got, we started out with 12 German squads, 467, and 12 paratroopers, 747. The only thing worth noting there is, though the Americans have a bit more punch with firepower, the range isn't as effective as the Germans with their 6 range compared to 4 for the Americans. Both having a morale of 7, so there's that. I would add that the Americans are 1 up on leader capacity in comparison to the Germans, and they both have some toys to mess with, and that's that. So, without further ado, I think I'll just move along here. We'll start with the rally phase, and we do have, and this will most likely be even though this is a grand total of 9 turns and we're only on turn 2, I'm not going to film all 9 turns. In fact, this will probably be the last turn I film. I'm going to be ready to move on to something else after this. That's the way I roll. So we need to rally. Let's do that. Let's start with this guy, the casualty reduced over here. He's got his leader in the same hex, so he'll get a -1 bonus, and since he has reduced, his morale should be a little less, and it is. So he's going to need a 6 or less -1. Let's see if we can get that. 6 or less -1. Well, we rolled an 8. -1 is a 7, so he did not get that. That's nice. What else? only have one squad that can self-rally. That would be the final German squad over here that needs it. 7 or less on those guys. Whoops. I bet that sounded cool on the mic. He did rally, so there's that. Let me check this on the self-rally there. Self-rally? I know they self-rally if their morale is, what if a morale's boxed or something like that. Again, the rules are going to be all choppy here, so don't watch this for a how to play tutorial. Find the rally phase here. Rallies both sides. You know what? Yeah, we're good with that. But I forgot the -1 modifier for rallying in a building or woods hex, so he actually rallies. Good on him. So that would have been a -2 die roll modifier, not -1. You get the -1 for the leader, and -1 for trying to rally in a building and or woods hex. So he's back. Americans need to rally. Rally round. Rallying round. I don't see any. That's the end of the rally phase, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in next time for the prep fire phase. Prep fire phase. Now, who's going? It's the Americans' turn. And then it'll be the Germans. Americans started this deal. And then my thinking cap. My thinking cap. Alright. Americans prep fire. Let's see what they have in mind. Prep fire is fine and dandy, but really only benefits you if you plan on staying put, other than your advanced phase. But it's just too tempting not to do. So, I mean, it's stupid to move. What am I saying? Here's what I'm saying. I have a U.S. squad here. It's somewhat tempting to just go ahead and try and grab this victory point hex here. But in the process of doing so, you've got a German squad here, a German squad here, and a German squad here. So when you consider that, that's really stupid to do. So we need to at least knock out one or more of these guys if possible. So let's try and do that. And he has a firepower of 7. Line of sight tool. Put this here. Which drops to 6 because there's no 7 column, right? He's also firing at this fella in the woods. That's going to be a +1 to the die roll. Any hex that you see with 4 little broccoli-looking trees, those are orchards. That's my attempt at making an orchard. So there's 3, 4. We're adding 1 for the woods, makes 5. That gives us a +1 morale check. That's not bad. Let's check it. 7 or less, we're going to add 1. Well, he didn't do so good there. In fact, some stuff might happen here. Here's why. Rally. Okay, that's only for rally. He rolled a 12. Now, if he was rallying, he would have suffered casualty reduction. Multiple casualties on morale check, 10.31. So what is that casualty reduction type stuff again? Because that is the worst you can roll on a morale check, 10.31. Casualty morale check. If an unbroken personnel unit rolls an original 12, It suffers casualty reduction and is broken. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's casualty reduce him. Good on the Americans there. That 467 now becomes class. A 447? No. Well, if he's casualty reducing, he's going to be a 247. Again, chime in with any discrepancies you have with my drawing of the conclusion of rules things. 247, let's find the 247. Yeah, 247. Where's the 247? So that's exactly what we needed to happen here. Not only did we break the dude, we casualty reduced him. That now adds up to a full squad that has been victory point wise for the Americans. Has been inflicted. So that was that squad. Then we have, let's see, we've got 2 squads here, one with a medium machine gun, so that's going to be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, 18 drops to 16. Remember to check rate of fire on that dude. Let's roll it up. We can cower because this is not leader directed fire, and we'll lose our rate of fire if we do cower on that medium machine gun. We got a 4. So the 4 is casualty. Wow, we're getting some results here. I didn't get a lot of these results the last turn, but I forgot to add the wood, so that's actually a 5. So it's just a +3 morale check, which is still pretty good on him. 7 morale, of course, on that guy. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He broke. So Americans, paratroopers here, not playing around, laying down some serious fire. The roads here looking like the roads in New Orleans. All right, prep fire those guys, mark them. We kept our rate of fire, so let's see what happens with that. We'll roll on the 4 column for the medium machine gun. See if we get anything there. Oh, no, we lost our rate of fire. No, we kept it again. So 6, 7, 8 on that is nothing, and we would have added 1 anyway. What's next? Let's move along. Let's try this adjacent hex here with the 7-0 leader. And the 2 squads. You know, what is this? We've got a bazooka here, and I feel like the range is 2 hexes. So the to hit number would be, what, 8 or less? Is that what this says? Can they make this any smaller? 8 or less. Well, we fire that separately on the bazooka. Where is... Let's go here. On a bazooka. I'm foggy on bazookas. I haven't used one since now. 13.4 C. Why is it? Okay. .4. Here we go. Let's learn about bazookas, guys. There's 3 different models. We're using the latest model. You can see any unbroken infantry multi-man counter can fire a bazooka, and such use constitutes use of a support weapon. So we still can fire our inherent firepower with this, since it's just a support weapon. To hit, each bazooka has its own abbreviated to hit table. Listing its basic to hit number. at each of its allowable ranges, printed on the reverse of its counter. This to-hit table is used for both armored and unarmored targets. Although Bazooka has its own hit table, all firer and target hit determination die roll modifiers applicable to light anti-tank weapons apply. To hit. Let's look at the to hit. To hit table. Fire-based hit determination die roll modifier. You know what though? I take that. Yeah, he can. Can he fire that in a building, a bazooka? Isn't there something about that? Why would it not say where I needed to say that? I'm just gonna assume we can. Here's an easy way to do it. Where is this? Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Hey diddle diddle, cat in the fiddle. So I would pause this right now, right? But we're live. We already made the hit, right? I rolled that. Let's roll it again. Yeah, even if I made it last time, I did it again and made it the hit this time. Bazooka has determined the number that must be rolled equal to the range of 12. No. I'm chamber stacking. When firing on infantry is secure roll for effectiveness on these. Fire table adding all this. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We got our hit. We'll add that to the inherent firepower of that squad, which is 7. And then we have, it brings us to 20. And then we have the woods +1. We also have no modifier for the leader. What do we get? We get a 9. +1 is 10. That's a +1 morale check on that dude. +1 morale check. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He breaks. Well, looks like he's already broken. So he just broke again. What is that? Casualty reduction? We get a lot of that these days. Let's see. A broken unit that breaks again. A broken unit. Let's see. An already broken unit that fails a morale check suffers casualty reduction. So another, what does that mean? Another, what is this? What did I say? 247 squad is what he becomes. Give me one of them there. I'll take one of them 247s. Extra cheese. Oh man, really? We gotta fix this guy. He came off his moorings. Come on now. Boy. Got a guy that came off this base, and I can hear everybody going, "That's why I don't mess with miniatures. You're gonna glue them on, they fall off, you're gonna paint them, nowhere to store them." It's like, oh, I get it, you grumpy guys, but they're still cool to look at. All right, he's fixed. There. American's cleaning up, man. This prep fire phase has been very reaped healthy rewards for the paratroopers so far. Let's fire this guy at him. Hey, gang, let's do that. So that's going to be, let's roll it. He's got a bazooka as well. Let's see if he gets the to hit. I just threw it out of the box. No, in fact, not only did he miss, that bazooka's gone. So buy a bazooka. It either ran out of ammo or broke or I don't know what the hell. But that's done. So now it's just 7, so down to 6, add 1. That's a 5, 6, plus 1 morale check. So now he's got, did I forget to put desperation morale on him? I believe I did. Let's mark him with that. And what did he get? 4, 5, 6, I said, a plus 1 morale check. So, and what is his morale? 6 now, add 1 to the die roll. He failed that, 9, 10. Well, he's gone because he's already been casualty reduced once. I can casualty reduce him again, but in doing so, that eliminates him. So he's gone. That is, that's something. Again, Americans just cleaning up on this prep fire phase. And how mark that prep fire. Again, what is the rub in that? They're not going anywhere other than the advanced phase. So let's move over to the other side of the table. Norm, how you doing, friend? Thanks for joining. Let's see, other side of the table. All right, so we'll continue with the paratroopers prep firing, assuming that's what we want to do on this side of the table. What do we have? We have a squad here, a squad with an 8 mag 1 leader here, a squad here. This squad has a bazooka. We have a squad with a medium machine gun here. And then adjacent to this German church, which is a Victory Point X, we have a 9 mag 2 leader with squad with a mortar. Well, that's not going to do us much good since we're adjacent to the enemy. And we have a squad with bazooka. So I'm going to go ahead and start here. Those 2 squads firing will be 14, but let's see if that bazooka can add something and roll the hit. 1 hex away on that would be, where's our bazooka? We got the hit, so now we can add that. So that's 14, 20, double the firepower since we're adjacent. So this is going to be brutal. -1, that is a wood building. So +2, so that drops to +1 on our roll. We roll a 3, add 1 to that is a 4. That is 3 KIAs. Oh my God. I think we just cleaned out the entire hex. Good Lord. That squad's gone. That squad's gone. That leader's gone. That's not good. So the church is vacant now. And Americans can run in there in the advanced phase unless, no, the Germans aren't going to be able to prevent that. So that's, now we're up to, let's see, 3 eliminated German squads and a leader that's been eliminated. And we have a casualty, half squad, like a casualty reduced squad over here, so that's half. So we've got 3.5 squads eliminated plus a leader, and a soon to be taken victory hex. Turn 2 has been a complete blowout for the Germans. We need to mark them with prep fire, and I don't know that the other fellers are going to have anything to fire at now, since those guys have been eliminated. So we don't need to prep fire them. Capiche? Capiche. That is the end of the prep fire phase. It brings us to the movement phase. Well, we shall have some movement. We shall have some movement. Let's move. We've got these 1 squad, 2, 3 squads. This squad, they can all move because they didn't prep fire. Are they going to draw fire from? Okay, here's the deal. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the aforementioned cable guy that I talked about calling. Hello. Yes, how can I help you? They will. All right, I'll do so. Thank you. Bye-bye. Cable guy's been verified. What do you want? You have food. Look. You're good to go, dude. Eat the food. Good food. Sorry about that. I had to leave the phone on because I had that appointment set up for them to come out and look at the internet because my modem blew out in a storm. And somebody told me that if they didn't ground the wire, it doesn't matter if you have the modem plugged into a surge protector. So blah, blah, blah. All that's fun stuff and whatnot. But it's enough about that. Movement phase. So this guy was going to move with his medium machine gun, but I don't know that he has the movement points to do so, carrying the medium machine gun all the way into the building. He could, however, 1, 3, could he not move here? That's something. Does he draw fire from anyone? We do have a German squad here. Do they have line of sight to him? Yes, they do. Do they want to fire at him? Yes, they do. Do they have range? 1, 2, yes, they have range. So let's fire them. There's a German squad here. Firing at the paratroopers that just moved into this stone building complex. So they're not moving in the open, but they will get, the Germans, they will get a -1 die roll modifier for non-assault movement. We're looking at firepower of 4, -1, but they're in stone buildings, so +2 makes +1 on the roll. 9 +1 is 10. Got nothing there. Let's mark them with first fire. And they could fire again. We'll also put a 2 residual fire there. They could fire again as area fire, could they not? Since 2 movement points were expended in the hex. I don't know why we wouldn't. I mean, it just makes sense. So let's go ahead and do that. You'll do that as area fire, if I remember correctly. You're going to add, it's still going to be +1, is it not? We cower, that drops to 1. 4 +1 is 5. It's a pin task check, so all right, whatever. Pass the pin task check. So nothing doing there for the Germans. And then we have these guys want to move up, do they not? Yes, they do. Can they move all the way in? Let's see. If we counter exhaust, 1, 2, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I know for a fact these guys can because they're accompanied with a leader. So let's just do that and get it over with. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a leader. That is now in American hands. 1, 2. I don't want to counter exhaust him. Is that silly? Should I? Now we have a German squad here, but he doesn't have line of sight to anything that's going on because we got a woods hex here blocking it, buildings here blocking. I don't think he has line of sight to the folks that just moved in here. He does not. You know what I'm going to do? What are you going to do? I'm going to do this. I'll move on the other side of this hill here and try and take out this German squad that's cozied up in here. And then that leaves this doohickey guy here. What does doohickey guy want to do? If you use bypass, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, but then let's go here. 1, 2, 3 on top of the hill. Still not within line of sight anybody. Okay, so that's the movement phase. That's going to bring us to defensive fire phase. Let's check out defensive fire phase. Can the Germans do anything? Yes, they can do some stuff. We've got a squad here that can fire. We've got a squad here that cannot, or can they? Where's my line of sight tool? You have to say tool. You can't just say line of sight. Where's my line of sight tool? There we go. He does have line of sight to that hex. What does that mean? That means we've got a squad here that can fire, a squad here that can fire, both at this lone paratrooper squad and the hex here. We have a broken squad here that can do nothing. We've got a squad and a leader with, we've got a medium machine gun there that can fire. I can't forget this squad here. And this squad's marked final fired, so he's not doing anything. There's nobody adjacent. I wouldn't do it anyway because it's a morale check against yourself if I did. Oh, awesome. We got a German with a squad with a heavy machine gun on the hill here that can fire down. No, they can't. Can they? Yeah, they can. To the church hex here. That could be interesting. We've got squad here. So anyway, yeah, we got stuff we can do. Let's do it. Can we group fire into there? We can. Why don't we? This squad plus this squad group firing into that hex. Let's mark that. I don't know what you want. You've got food. So 4 and 4. I think that's an 8. Last time I was in class. And we're going to add 1 for the woods. The woods. 9 is 10. That is zilch. Absolutely jack squat. See, that's the way that egg rolls sometimes. You just get nothing. On the other side, just cleans up with the rolls. Who are we firing at with here? Let's fire into this hex here with our heavy machine gun and let's see, what is it? 4 and 5 is 9. Or is that a medium machine gun? Medium machine gun, sorry. 4 and 5 is 9. There's no 9, leaves an 8. Leader directed, won't cower, no gyro modifier for the leader behind stone wall. All right, what do we get? 7, and that makes a normal morale check on those dudes. Let's normal morale check them. As opposed to what, abnormal morale check? Let's see, 7 or less, see, broke. And 7 or less, see, broke. Well, it wasn't going to be a shutout for the paratroopers, was it? All right, there's that. Mark them first fire. I forgot to keep rate of fire. Well, that's just tough. That's what I get for not keeping track and getting excited. I do that a lot. I get distracted, excited, and then it's like, well, did they keep their rate of fire? And I don't know. Did they? German squad here. Going to be +2 for the wooden buildings, so let's roll that up. And it's only going to be 4 firepowers. That's all they got. No toys. We have 5, 6, 7. Add 1 makes 8. Nope, add 2 makes 9. Just checking if you guys are paying attention. And that's nothing. So he got nothing. Moving to the opposite side of the table. We already did him. We've got a squad with a light machine gun here, so that's 7. And we'll add +2 to that. No 7. Drops to 6. Add 2. Remember rate of fire. Got rate of fire. There's 3. We're adding what? 2 makes 5. That's a +1 morale check. Leader first. What's his morale? 8. Come on, you got this. You got this. He's got it. And then because his modifier just drops to regular morale check for those guys, so I lost a die there. What does he get? He failed. Couldn't do it. So things get interesting in the church. We just took it over, we being the paratroopers. Cleaned it out, moved in, and now the one squad that's holding it is broken. Not that the Germans can do anything this turn, this phase, this, you know what I'm trying to say. Where's my marker? I keep losing track of stuff here. There is a good possibility this internet dude shows up. And I think I'm just going to let the live stream keep going. Because he doesn't need to come in, so I will tell him, hey, here's the deal. Look outside, see what you can do. He's going to go, there's nothing I can do. And that'll be that. He did keep his rate of fire. Does that factor in on defensive fire phase? Doesn't matter, he lost it this time anyway, and he got nothing. So it's a moot point. That brings us to, we have 2 squads left here. This is the German defensive fire phase. This could be bad for the paratroopers because now they're facing a squad with a heavy machine gun firing into the church. Let's see what we get with that. Anything, we're going to add 2 to that. Keep rate of fire, we kept rate of fire 8, 9, 10. That's nothing, but as I said, we kept rate of fire. Assuming we can fire again in the defensive fire phase, keeping rate of fire. I could be doing this wrong. I could also check the rules. So that would be just 7. Drops to 6. What do we get with that? Add 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. We kept rate of fire again. That's a pin task check. There's no point in pin tasking because the squad that's in there is broken. I'm moving along. We got this final German squad here. As much as I'd love to fire into the church, it's blocked by the woods here and this hex. German squad here. I can fire into this hex here with a leader and 2 squads. And I feel good about this. I feel like something's going to happen here. That squad, that lone squad that's been hanging out there is going to get lucky. Does he get lucky? No, he doesn't. All right, do we have everybody marked that needs to be marked? First fired, final fired. Intermission fire. Conclusion fire. Posthumous fire. All right. What does that bring us to now? Advancing fire phase. Ooh. Ooh, advancing fire phase. So we had those dudes that moved, right? Let's start with that guy that moved to the other side of the hill, firing at that squad in the woods. Let's see what he can do there. He's got a bazooka, no? Let's see if he hits, rolls a hit. He got the hit, so we'll add that, and it's going to be 7. Alright, 9, 10, drop to 12. Let's do 12. And that's a terrible roll. 10. So he pen task checked him, but that doesn't even want to matter, so he passed it anyway. So that's that, and then we have, and it should have been area fire. So I messed that up, but it came out in the wash. These guys cannot fire. Suppose he could fire, he'll have a line of sight hindrance. Let's do it this way. No, they're prep fired. Shoot. He doesn't have line of sight yet. Well, okay. Medium machine gun and the squad, 7, 8, 9, 10 drops to 5. +1 for the woods. There's no 5. It's going to drop to a 4. +1 for the woods. 4, 5, 6 is a normal morale check on him. Really? I'll take it. And a 9. He failed. So he broke. I think the Germans are just caving in here. They did. Both sides were very cautious in defense of the first turn, and then the Germans just got folded up like a blanket. That leaves this guy, but he doesn't really have anything to anybody. You know, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. He does have that guy within range, but the orchard is going to be a line of sight hindrance, so there's going to be a -2 of that shot. 3.5. There's no 3.5. Drops 2. Add 2 to that. Cowers. Nothing. Okay, so that's the end of the advancing fire phase. Route phase. Good to go on that. Nobody adjacent to anybody, enemy-wise, and nobody in the open. So we can just stay put. And then it becomes advanced phase. Well, we definitely want to move into this church, and we can do so with 2 more squads. So let's do it. Take that back. I don't want to make that so densely packed with targets. So we'll just do it that way. We'll move this guy that's on the hill into the stone buildings with the other fellers. If they're in the hacks with the buildings, I consider them in the buildings. There's no way to actually physically put them in or on the building. So that's how we represent that. Unless you're announcing bypass as you move through the hacks, I guess the buildings don't factor in. Do a little housekeeping there. Sweep up some markers with the dust broom and dustpan there. A vacuum cleaner. All right. Good? Everybody happy? Everybody fed and watered? Let's move on to the German part of the turn, and then we'll kill it. Can I get this done before, no close combat because no enemy units in the same hex, before Cable Guy gets here? We shall see. All right. Rally phase. I'm not rallying him. He's casualty reduced anyway. I will rally him though, and that's it. That's all I need anyway. So 7 or less. He did not make it. Oh, -1 for being in the woods, right? Yeah. So he did make it because I rolled an 8. Drops to 7, 7 or less. Unless he's different on the backside. Yeah, he's the same on the backside. Americans are higher on the backside. I wonder if I've been remembering that. Probably not. Let's remember it now. So we have, let's do this guy first. He's in there with a leader. So he'll need a 8 or less, -2. 1 for the leader, 1 for being in the building. I think I got that. 8 or less. Rolled a 9. So yeah, he did get it. But that was a crap roll. All right, there's Cable Guy.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
So I didn't get a chance to get it. Talked to the guy on the phone, because my modem was up, and it's here to store. I spoke to a surge protector. So he told me, and I don't know if it's right or not, but the guy talked to the university and said, if that ground is, then maybe that's what happened. So I don't know if there's something on the outside that you can look at to see if it was installed and the wires grounded or not. If that makes no sense to you.
I mean, sometimes a lot of times when it's bad come through,
Yeah.
they'll go out these too.
This isn't really the opposite. I mean, I don't know if actually. But I let you look at it, that's it. I feel like.
Your modem is working out?
Oh, yeah, it's fine. I got another one. It's
Okay.
That's a license music. That's what I guess I couldn't have. But if you don't do anything that looks weird, then chalk it off with your.
Okay. No problem at all.
All right. Live streaming with phone calls and cable guys, it's awesome. Where was I? So back to this here, and I'm only going to get one of these 2 guys to self-rally because there's no leader there. Let's get the one with the medium machine gun, see what he can do. It's going to be 8 or less, and that's it. And he can't do it. Can't do it. So since he can't do it, and I'm sorry, I'm looking over some rules again here. Here we go. So he's casualty reduced. What is the 747 casualty reduced is 337. Let me find the 337. The other thing I would add is these guys aren't marked unless they've been casualty reduced because they're all the same stat wise. So I need to mark him. All right. I think that's all I can do here. That brings us to, yeah, your tech is on the way. Tech is already here. My tech guy is already here. All right, so Germans prep fire phase. What do we got here? Did I say we have line of sight? I can't remember. Let me check again. For these guys, yes, we do. So we can do the same thing again with those Germans here. Group fire into this hex here. Let's go ahead and do that. That's going to be 4 and 4 is 8. And they don't have any toys to play with, so let's roll that up. We get an 8. He's in the woods. That becomes a pen task check. Let's roll that up. And he's fine. So let's mark these guys prep fired. And let's see what he found in.
The ground is coming underneath the house, but it's there. Okay.
Thanks, man. So here's why the modem blew out. I need a 7-foot grounding rod with a grounding clamp. Apparently I don't have one. I just have a wire coming out for the house into the dirt. So that's what I have to do with that. 7-foot grounding rod with a clamp. And the landlord's supposed to take care of that. Well, that's a laugh, because he's going to deny that I need that, so he doesn't have to do it. All right, that brings us to these, and that's the end of our interruptions. And for the grand total of 2 of you that are apparently watching, thanks for sticking with it. This guy here. I'm kind of crowded with two viewers. You guys might have to share a seat. Let's see. He has a medium machine gun, right? Yes. It's a German's turn. Prep fire. Focus. 5 plus 4 is 9. There's no 9. That leaves 8. And who's he firing at? Well, he's firing at these guys that are already broken, so this could get ugly fast. Lost rate of fire. In fact, we cowered. No, we don't, because it's leader directed. We did lose rate of fire. We're going to add for that stone wall. Not as bad as it could be. He makes a 7, so that's just a normal morale check. But again, this could get ugly fast. So we're looking at, on this casualty reduced guy, he does have a morale of 7 being broken, and he failed. He's gone. Can you believe that? He's gone. Now the medium machine gun stays there, and now we got to roll for this guy. He's fine. Well, he's already broken, but he didn't suffer casualty reduction. He does get desperation morale added. So it's going to be really hard for him to rally when the time comes. That brings us to this guy here. Firing at the feller on the hill and wood buildings. So that's going to be 4, add 2. He cowers as well, Jesus. 6, that's a pin task check. So we need a 7 or less. We got it, nothing. No result there. Other side of the table, a whole tray full of counters almost just committed suicide. What do we have? We have this lone squad here, who I feel like is going to be a hero. Squad here, squad here, squad here. Let's take care of these guys. They just rallied, right? Yeah. Let's fire at this guy on the other side of the hill. Slope. Ridge. 4. So let's look at the 4 column. See what they can do. Oh, that's a terrible roll. They rolled an 11. Regardless of modifiers, it's going to be nothing. So he's done. All right. Light machine gun with the squad, that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to drop to 6. You're going to add 2. Please do not cower. Add 2. We've got 7, 8, 9. That's nothing. Not getting the rolls here for the old German folk. German Volk. Ein Volk, ein Roll, ein Spiel. Okay, 2 squads left here. Guy on the hill in the woodhouse with heavy machine gun. Roll that up. Just missed the 12 column. Makes 8, add 2. 9, 10, 11. That is nothing. Lost rate of fire. Doesn't matter anyway. So that's junk. Tides have turned, man. Paratroopers cleaned up, and the Germans are getting nothing. That's just leaving this guy here. He's going to fire at the church. No, he can't. No line of sight. All right, we'll fire at these guys here. The squad and the leader, and see if that results in anything. That's just going to be a 4. Roll that up. And 4, 5, 6. Well, it would be a normal morale check, but once you add 2 to that, it brings it to an 8, which is nothing. Oh, my back's getting stiff. I did an 11-mile bike ride today. Did all kinds of junk yesterday, so my back is starting to fuss at me. Well, what does that bring us to? That brings us to the movement phase. I don't know that even if the Germans wanted to, any of them could move. They're either broken or prep fired. So that quickly brings us to the defensive fire phase. Yeah. Let's do it. So, German squad here, or I'm sorry, paratroopers here with a bazooka. Firing at these guys in the woods. Let's see if we get it to hit number on that. Nope, he did not get it to hit number, and they almost broke the bazooka. That just leaves 7 drops to 6. Add 1, 9, 10, so nothing there. Mark him. This guy is doing nothing here because he is busted up, desperation, morale, everything else. These guys, so we could group fire into here. No, hold on. 1. Do we have line of sight to this hex? No, it passed. So I'm not doing dot to dot. I'm doing hex to hex. And he would pass through this woods hex, so he can't fire here. But he could fire at the German squad here. They could group fire at him. Doing so, he also has a bazooka. 1, 2, 4 hex range. What is that? What is the to hit on that 4 hex range on the bazooka? 4 hex range. 3 or less, really? I'm not gonna get that. No. So now it's just 1, 2, 3 squads. 3 times 7 is 21. Drops to 20. Add 1 for the woods. Horrible roll. We got a 7 and makes 8 for +1 for the woods. That's a +2 morale check on that dude. 7 or less, we get 5, 6, 7, 8. He breaks. Das Hund hast broken. Mark those guys. Anything else? Yes, we have this little, it's almost like a cartoon. I feel like they're each on the either side of a trash can firing at each other. They're just taking pot shots at each other across the hill here. Let's roll it to hit on that bazooka. 1 hex away. He's got that hit, so we'll add that to his inherent firepower. 7, 13, drops to 12. Add 1 for the woods, that's 4, 5, 6, 7. A +1 morale check on him. Is he already, what state is he in currently? He is fine. He's about to break again though. Morale 7, add 1 to the roll. Rolled 6, add 1, that's 7. He's fine. I take that back. And then we come to Jesus. Let's fire this squad at this guy in the stone building. The squad here, this the stone building. It's going to be 7. Now he's got a neg 2 leader there, which will cancel out the stone buildings down to a +1. So it's just going to be 7 drops to 6. We're going to add 1 to that shot. He has a mortar, but he's too close in to use it. So that's 3 + 1 is 4. He got a 2 morale check on there. Germans have morale 7. We roll it up, add 2, 6, 7, 8, 9 is greater than 7. He broke. Just like that. Down and out. Mark those guys. And that brings us to, what does it bring us to? It brings us to, let's go with the guys in the church here. We do have a bazooka. Wouldn't that be nice to just blow the hell out of the heavy machine gun up here that's been firing at us? 1, 2, 3, 4, max range. Can we get that? Isn't 4 max range on bazooka? Let's roll it to hit and see what happens. Oh my god, he got the hit. That's awesome. So add 6. Let's see, 7. That's only 13. We're adding +2. We're adding +1 because we got a leader. So 13 + 1 drops to 12 + 1. Why? Because there's no 13 column. Roll that up. Oh, crap, terrible roll. 10. Would have got us a pentast check. Add 1. That's 11. Gets nothing. And then finally, these guys here. So that's going to be 7 and 7 is 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 +1. And then that's going to be it for defensive fire phase. No 18 drops to 16 +1. 8 is add 1 is 9. That is a +1 morale check on that dude. Boy, he's been getting lit up. He passes his morale check. Roll a 5, add 1 to that, still just a 6. So he's good to go there. Let's mark them and go to the next phase. Marked. Okay, next phase. Advancing fire phase. Well, no Germans moved, and everybody that can fire did. I think pretty much everybody prep fired. So there's nothing to do in that phase. And finally, the route phase. Does anybody need a route? Route. No, everybody's good there. Yep, everybody's good there. And advanced phase. So let's do some housekeeping and then do our advanced phase. As the Germans, what might we like to do? Let's be thinking about that. You know, I think I'm keeping people put here, staying put. I would really like to be able to group fire these 2 squads. Advance one hex. If I move him here, that puts him in the open. Keep him here. So I think we're all staying put. Fine, so be it. No advancing for the Germans. There's no enemy hexes I could advance into either because nobody's adjacent. So there will be no close combat either. That is the end of turn 2. End of turn 2. Brings us to turn 3 to recap. In this turn, the paratroopers eliminated 3.5 squads. They eliminated a half squad in turn 1. Also eliminated a leader. So way up points-wise on casualties and way up on points in victory hex as well. The Germans still occupied 2 of 3. But the paratroopers did take the church, so there's that as well. Currently, we have a broken German squad here, a broken American squad here, a broken German squad here, a broken, is it casualty reduced as well? A broken casualty reduced squad here, so I have a feeling he's not going to last too much longer there. And then that screwed up, just bedraggled, broken paratrooper squad with desperation morale. And I think that's it. So, again, sorry about the interruptions. I kind of figured that would happen. Thought I might get lucky, though. They say between 1 and 3. I thought it might be later, but he was very early. And, yeah, we learned today that Jason needs a 7-foot pole stuck into the ground with a grounding clamp and the wire attached to that. So my modem doesn't blow out again because it's not grounded. The internet cable fiber wire thing that comes into the house, that thing. All right, guys, I think that's it. I thank the 2 of you that stuck around and watched. For those of you that will watch later, I hope you enjoy. Don't know that we'll see turn 3 or any more of this. I say that and I could change my mind, but again, my attention span for stuff is just kind of like all over the map, and starting to feel like I'm ready to move on to the next thing, but we'll see. All right, guys, I cut you loose. Have a good rest of your weekend and a good start to your work week.